a slice of Japan. Here in northern Taipei, the neighborhood of Beito has many reminders of Taiwan's past as a Japanese colony, including hot springs, developed by Japan around the turn of the 20th century. 68-year-old Hong Zheming was born after Taiwan came under China's control at the end of the Second World War, but he still remembers the Japanese influence on his life.
我们从小我的爸爸、我的妈妈，他就是读日本的学校嘛，就受日本教育啊。像我们这一代就有接触到啊，家里也是有讲日文啊。
Today, buildings from the 50-year Japanese period and this restored Japanese train station attract visitors to Beito.
There are other places like this across Taiwan that show its cultural ties with Japan run deep. Political ties were put on a closer track after Shinzo Abe became Japanese Prime Minister in 2012.
Abe took a stronger stance on China than his predecessor. This sat well with Taiwan, long facing pressure from China, which won't recognise its sovereignty and claims it as part of its territory. After he stepped down as Prime Minister, Abe became more vocal in his support for Taiwan and said any attack on the island would present a serious threat to Japan. The fear in Tokyo is that a Chinese attack on Taiwan could be followed by another on Japanese-administered islands also claimed by China, or on Japan's Okinawa Islands. Now it appears Japanese support for Taiwan is continuing under Prime Minister Fumio Kishida. A delegation is visiting Taiwan this week, which includes 2 former defense ministers.
Because of their background, their positions in the previous cabinet, it really symbolized an important upgrade of the interaction between official interaction between Taiwan and Japan.
A Japanese defense white paper last week said Taiwan is an extremely important partner for Japan, sharing the same fundamental values such as freedom and democracy. The stability of the situation surrounding Taiwan is also critical for Japan's security and must be closely monitored with a sense of urgency. This follows a warning from Kishida in May on a trip to London that peace and stability in the Taiwan Strait must be maintained.
ウクライナは明日の東アジアかもしれない。
Beijing responded by saying Japan is just finding excuses for its own military expansion. Back in Beito, Hong isn't concerned about the geopolitics of it all, but if war comes, he hopes Taiwan's friends step up, regardless of their reasons.
他是比较偏重自己的利益嘛。台湾如果被大陆拿走了，也会影响到台湾海峡整个航道，它都会受影响。
For Hong and many other Taiwanese, the visit of the Japanese delegation is another sign of friendship between the 2 countries. And there are hopes that the cultural and fledgling diplomatic ties will turn into military ones too. Damon, Lin and Louise Watt for TaiwanPlus.